104.5 The Team live on Radio Row, and the hardware has arrived. 3-time Super Bowl champion defensive end, graduates from Air Force and wins 3 rings, Chad Hennings of the Dallas Cowboys. That's an unusual path to 3 Super Bowl titles, the Service Academy to the titles.
It is quite unusual. You know, it's almost a God thing for me to be able to fulfill my military commitment and be young enough and be still competitive enough to and have the timing too to hit the Cowboys right. 3 of my first 4 years in the league were Super Bowl championship victories. So, you know, I think I look back at the timing. I was one of the only guys that I know of that have been able to fly mission in combat in northern Iraq, flying A-10s, and then playing in a Super Bowl within a year's time. So,
Which one's scarier?
Well, it depends. If you have to go up against, you know, like my teammates Larry Allen, Nate Newton, and that Cowboy line, it can be pretty intimidating at times.
We just saw Mark Schlereth walk by. Did you want to just like run past him one more time?
No. You know, I got that completely out of my system. You know, banging heads for as long as what I did. But I was just thinking, you know, looking at all the different players that are here. A lot of guys I played against, played with. It's almost like a family reunion.
Yeah,
you know, a convention of all the older players. This is fantastic.
I'm mesmerized by this. Which ring is this that I'm looking at? I mean,
this is the last one. This is Super Bowl 30 against the Steelers, and you know, for the 3 that I have, this is the biggest one, but I've seen some of them in modern era. You know, they're bigger than this. I can't see. It's almost like wearing a pair of brass knuckles on some of the guys.
Yeah, I see that. Like, how do they even wear those things in public? They look like wrestling championship belts on your finger.
Almost. You can't, if you wear it on your right hand, you can't sign,
right.
You know, signature.
Right.
But, you know, I only wear it when events like this, if I'm speaking to an organization or if I'm, you know, for my business, trying to impress somebody on an initial meeting sort of thing. But it is gaudy, and it draws a lot of attention. And you know, particularly walking around here, people want to know who you are, or, you know, walking down the street, that sort of thing.
Who do you like in this Super Bowl? Who's got the advantage?
You know, the juggernaut, and I'm an NFC guy, so I'm pulling for Carolina. Although at the Air Force Academy, going for Denver, Colorado, please forgive me. My wife's a Bronco fan. And, you know, it's kind of one of those mixed households. But I just think they just got so much going for them right now, both offensively and defensively, and the momentum. And, you know, Cam has that it factor right now that everybody's just playing well. But, as you know, in the Super Bowl, anything can happen. Anything can happen.
What Peyton Manning, he's closing in on the end of the career, it appears. You know, you had the 3 rings. You've flown combat missions. It's probably a little easier for you to say, okay, I'm ready to go start the private sector kind of stuff. But what's going through his mind right now? Like, you know, this could be his last game.
You know, right now, I would imagine being as disciplined as what he is, he has contemplating nothing but on the game. You know, how to win the game, to prepare himself best for that. He'll have the time, as he has probably been advised, to, you know, think about the what ifs after that. But for Peyton, he's got nothing else to prove. I mean, he's already a Super Bowl champion. You know, he owns quite a few records already from quarterback position in the NFL. There's nothing that he has to prove.
All last week, all we heard was that people don't like the way Cam Newton celebrates and the way he acts. But here, we haven't had anybody say that. You're a military academy guy. Probably we stereotype that as everyone's by the book. Do you have a problem with Cam Newton?
No, I don't. I think it's everybody to his own when it gets too excessive into the point where it's taunting. But for me, just, you know, vicariously looking at him on TV, watching the game, he's having fun. And that he's building that energy with his teammates, and it's contagious. And, you know, he should. It's good for the fans. But when it gets to be that excessive stuff where they have to pass a new rule, like the Emmitt Smith rule back in the day, pulling off the helmet, you know, and pounding the chest, then it becomes too much about me and not enough about we, the team. But for what he's doing, you know, nothing at this point in time I have any problems with it.
104.5 The Team, live on Radio Row, joined by 3-time Super Bowl champion Chad Hennings. Chad, quick math here. I'm not the brightest person in the world, I'll admit it, but that's Super Bowl ring 30. That's from Super Bowl 30. We're 20 years down the road. How's this changed?
It's gotten bigger and better.
Yeah.
The game has gotten bigger and better. You know, just from everything across the board about the game has improved, from you know, player salaries, the new concussion protocols for players, player safety, equipment, stadiums, you know, the media. It's become, you know, in the world's eyes, this is the World Cup event, you know, for soccer, but it's the real football, American football. And it just continues to get better and better all the time.
Chad Hennings, 3-time Super Bowl champion. I mean, that's a mouthful. You know what I mean? That's pretty impressive. You know, with so many people in this room wish they had one of those rings. You've got 3 of them. What are you doing now?
Still live in the Dallas area. Once a Cowboy, always a Cowboy. I have a commercial real estate company. I've written several books on character and leadership. I do a lot of public speaking too. But the reason why I'm here today is on behalf of Humana to support their Wounded Warrior amputee flag football game at the College of San Mateo this Saturday, where they pitting against Wounded Warriors, guys that have essentially given a limb for our country and have made great sacrifices. They're going to play against former NFL football players. You name it, a lot of the old guys are going to be there. And just have fun, raise awareness. And Humana's done a great job of both raising money as well as hiring former Wounded Warriors and veterans in their corporation. So that's what it's all about. And for me, that's, I'd rather toot that horn, than talk about the old days of back in the day of playing for the Cowboys, because truly in life, this is what matters, and utilizing that platform the good Lord gave me to support these events.
That's a great, I love that idea of that game. Is there any way I can watch it?
Sure, I believe that it's going to be on. It'll be televised, or they'll have excerpts on ESPN because Kenny Mayne's going to be on there, so they'll have different events there.
All right, so we're going to check our local listings and find out exactly how we can see that game. Chad Hennings from the Dallas Cowboy Dynasty, thank you for your time and thank you for your service.
Guys, I appreciate it. Thank you.